Your concert station, Uvalde Radio.
It's like a sparrow falling to the ground. We never saw it coming, didn't make a sound. I never knew that it would end like this. The great unknown, it's always a risk. I need to let go, but I can't forget. You put me in a tailspin. I don't know where I'm going or where I've been. Again, and now I'm living in a tailspin. When one door narrows, another goes wide. I still remember the very first time I looked your way and I met your eyes. I never knew that it would start like this. We kept it going, it was pure sweet bliss. The sweetest kiss that I'll never forget. You put me in a tailspin. I don't know where I'm going or where I've been. I told myself I'm never gonna do this again. And now I'm living in a tailspin. Hurricane wind. You'll end up in a tailspin. You won't know where you're going or where you've been. You'll tell yourself you're never gonna do this again. Or you'll end up in a tailspin. She'll put you in a tailspin. You'll end up in a tailspin. You'll be living in a tailspin.
It's UvaldeRadio.net. It's Robert Miguel here with you. That is hot new music, brand new from Marshall. It's called Tailspin. Apparently, that's going to be coming out to Texas radio very soon, but we got it first because we're kind of cool like that. And with me on the phone, I guess out of Katy, Texas, Marshall. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Robert?
How you doing, man? So now, Katy, that's out by Houston, right over our friends to the east, the Far East, right?
Not quite China, but we're pretty close to Houston, yeah.
Yeah, man. So you're going to make quite the trip. And let me go ahead and say this. First of all, we are so honored and excited that you, Marshall, are going to make the drive all the way to little old Uvalde, Texas to perform for us this Saturday evening. The showtime has changed. It's going to be 5 to 8 at the Hangar 6 Air Cafe right there at Garner Field Airport. And it's going to be a great show. So looking forward to meeting you in person. But for now, man, let's just talk about the music. You got me that new track called Tailspin. Again, you're going to be putting this out to Texas radio pretty soon, right?
Absolutely. We're really excited about that, too. It's going to be our first cut to Texas Country Radio, so it's going to be interesting, but when we were talking about the options of the different songs I have, that one just stuck out, and it's actually kind of interesting, too, that you guys got it first, and I'm going to be playing at the Hangar 6 Air Cafe, and my lead single is Tailspin.
I know, right? I was thinking that was so clever, man. Yeah, it's very fitting, good stuff. Hey, now tell me this. You say I, you say we. Is Marshall the guy? Is Marshall a band? Is it both? Explain that.
Marshall is omnipresent.
Marshall is all, right?
No, so I am a solo artist, and when I say we, that's really like the Marshall organization.
Yeah.
Because I am an artist, I have a team behind me that helps me in various assets. So, I can't say that I do this alone. So my team is very important to me. So usually when I'm talking about Marshall as the artist, it's I try to use we. But when I'm talking about myself, of course, I'm talking about me. I.
So now you got a kind of a debut record. and that's available now?
Absolutely. You can get it anywhere that you get digital music. You can get it on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, anywhere you get your digital music, it's there.
Okay, so look for Marshall. The album's called Sinners and Saints. Now, give me the backstory, I guess, first of all, on you as an artist, influences and what, I guess the growing that had to occur for you to become, a recording artist and a touring artist, and then we'll talk specifically about the record. But yeah, give me the backstory, man. Influences, where you got your start, and how that's been going.
So I have a very deep family history when it comes to music. On my dad's side, I have all instrumentalists, and on my mom's side are singers and songwriters. So it really comes down to like me being the glue there that brings both sides of my musical past together. So that being said, I started out as a bass player when I was 17, and that's pretty much what I did for a while. But I was going through a pretty nasty divorce back in 2012, 2013. Mm-hmm. And when I was doing that, I started writing stuff down. And some friends of mine took a look at it, and they said, wow, this looks very lyrical. Have you ever thought about writing songs? And I said, are you kidding me? I'm a bass player. I don't write songs. And they were like, well, wasn't Waylon Jennings a bass player first?
Nice.
Yeah. What about Sting? Isn't he a bass player?
What about Paul freaking McCartney?
Right, Paul McCartney,
yep.
And Gene Simmons, you name it. And there's, Nikki Sixx. So there's a lot of bass players out there that are great songwriters. And I just kind of said, you know what? Yeah, let me give this a shot, because I know I've got plenty to say, and I know that I look at the world a little bit differently than most people. So I really thought that was a calling that I wanted to pursue. So I moved to Nashville in 2014 to be a better songwriter and to be a better bass player. And at that time, when I first moved there, I really wasn't even thinking about being my own artist. I got connected to a very good vocal coach because I wanted to be a good backup singer too. And in the process of doing that, I realized that I always kind of wanted to be an entertainer myself, like not just the side guy playing bass guitar, but to be the front man. And I was writing some pretty good songs around that time, and so I scheduled some time in the studio to go in and cut the record that's out there now. So that being said, the team that I kind of put together in Nashville dumped me right before I went into that studio. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty rough, and that's actually where one of my songs, Speak to Me, came from. It came from that experience, but I will talk about that later.
Okay.
So that being said, too, one of the things I realized very quickly, I'd gone to Nashville, and I'd learned a lot from the professionals that work there. And what I realized was that Nashville is so much about what you're wearing, who you're hanging out with.
Sure.
That's not me. I'm about the music. I'm a musician first, and never a politician. And that's what it really boils down to in Nashville. So I moved back to North Carolina, actually, in 2016. And then through some very peculiar circumstances, I ended up here in Texas in 2019. And when I got here, started, kind of tossing my tunes around, and people said, wow, this is really good. This will go over really well on Texas Country Radio. So that's the goal now, is to get it out on Texas Country Radio.
So you're not even a native Texan, huh?
I am not.
Wow.
I know. Everybody's
No, man. I think some of the best Texas country artists aren't from here, and I think it's fantastic when people from outside the state lines want to embrace our scene so much that they mosey on over here and, you know what I mean, mark up a space here. But so you're in Katy now. Now, I'll be honest, man, I'm not real familiar with the Katy, country music scene. Is there anything special going on there in your neck of the woods that I need to know about, or is that just happening where you be for work and family?
Yeah, actually there is. There's actually a really good venue here called Moe's Place.
Okay.
And they, last year, I believe it was, got inducted into the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame.
Nice.
They have a lot of great acts that come through there. So we actually do have a kind of a thriving little country music scene here. Now, Houston itself also does, but honestly, I found more friends and more opportunities outside of Houston. Definitely in the San Antonio area and the East Texas music scene. I made a few friends up there. So, and that's one of the things I love about Texas is that everybody here has just been so welcoming, and I feel a lot more at home here in Texas than I ever did anywhere else. I don't know why anybody would ever want to live anywhere but Texas. Well,
I think also as a musician and a touring musician, Texas is like, it may as well be a country. You know what I mean? You can hit the road and hit so many different places from small towns to urban, to suburbs. And you'll hit every type of venue just like as if you were touring the USA or even, the world possibly. So, it's kind of its own cool thing. And then you got that cool circuit of, whether it's large venues, clubs, dance halls. We got a lot of good Texas country radio support. So there's always somebody that can play your record and kind of help you out. So yeah, it's a cool little family we got here, and it's really cool that you've picked up on that and embraced it, man. So how long have you been in Texas now?
Since 2019. And yeah, I mean, you could tour Texas and never leave.
Right, yeah.
To make a really great living. I mean, that being said, I do have aspirations to go bigger than that, but
sure.
Definitely Texas is a great place to start, and I feel like that's always going to be like my base, my core is right here in Texas.
Now, your music sounds like it'll fit right in nicely with the Texas country music scene, so that's real cool. Again, we're talking to Marshall here. He's playing Saturday 5 to 8 at Hangar 6 Air Cafe here in Uvalde. The debut album's called Sinners and Saints. We just heard a song called Tailspin. You've given us one more track that's on the record as well, too. Let's go and get into the record, man. As far as this album that you've recorded, what was the process on the songwriting? And, where'd you get the players? Are they in a band? Are they studio guys? Give us a backstory on that.
Sure thing. So a lot of these songs were actually written in the middle of my divorce, and I think that'll be pretty obvious to anybody who listens to it. So there's a lot of heart in these songs. Interestingly enough, I had written, I think, is about a dozen songs that I thought were worthy of putting out, and I went to when I went to the studio. I was thinking, all right, bud, you've got about 20 minutes before you're going to start laying down tracks, and you're spending a bunch of money that you're pretty sure you're never going to get back. So if you're doing this, you better be doing it for a reason.
Right, yeah.
So I was thinking, all right, if you got anything left to say to the world, right now is time to figure it out. And there was something left in me, and I thought, there is something I have to say. So I started just talking to myself like as if there was somebody there important that I wanted to talk to. And it was somebody specific. It was my ex-wife. Mm-hmm. And what came out ended up being the chorus to the song Speak to Me. And I tell you, that song just ended up having so much heart. When I got to the studio, I actually beat my producer there. And I grabbed one of his guitars and started humming out the tune and just started playing it. Now, I was there for probably 15 minutes. He was watching me for about half of that. And when I finally noticed him, he said, "What in the world is that? You didn't send me that." And I said, "Oh, it's just something I was thinking on the way over here." And he said, "Well, finish that because we're recording it. We're not recording 5 songs, we're recording 6.
Wow, man, what a cool inspiration, man. Very cool, yeah.
It really was, and it ended up just coming out to be one of the best songs on the record, and I can't say enough for it. So that being said, one of the weakest songs that I had written, that I thought anyway was weak, was the song Tell Me a Secret, and it ended up, the way he produced it and the way he kind of tailored the song to the lyric, it ended up being one of my favorites, and I just thought, wow, this is one of the best songs on the record. So that'll probably end up being our second released song to Texas Country Radio, but we'll see what happens.
So right on, man. Again, we're talking to Marshall. He's playing Saturday at Hangar 6 Air Cafe right here in Uvalde. From Katy, Texas, making that trip west all the way to see us over here in Uvalde. So tell me about, the gigs that you play. Do you usually work with a band? Do you get some hired guns, or is it always kind of solo Marshall out there?
A lot of times, especially now that we're coming out of COVID, it's solo Marshall. Mm-hmm. And venues are starting to book a little bit more and open up, but they're still a little bit light in the pocket, so they can't afford a full band a lot of times. So they'll book acoustic acts long before they'll book full bands. But I do have a band, and we're working on getting real tight so that when the opportunities start opening up, we'll be there and we'll be ready. Now, that being said, too, we also have some connections to some of the Texas country royalty, and we're hoping that we can leverage that to maybe get some opening spots or maybe get into some festivals that we otherwise wouldn't, to really open up our live performances this summer.
Should I twist your arm and ask you to name drop, or is that going to be a...
Oh, I'm not doing that.
No, I hear you.
That, but
don't jinx it, right?
If it happens and you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, you'll see it.
Well, man, Marshall, it's been really cool getting to know you and your story, man. We're going to play your next song here that you gave me. Give us all the information, the pertinence, the websites, all the cool stuff, where we can find your record, all that neat stuff.
The best way to find me is to look up Marshall Rocks Country, ROCKSCOUNTRY. And that's Marshall with 2 L's. A lot of people ask me about that, like, is that your band name? No, it's not my band name. It's just that there's this guitar amplifier company that also shares the name Marshall, so it was really hard to find something that I could register. So when I registered my website, it ended up being Marshall Rocks Country. I just thought that was a good, catchy phrase that people could remember. And that's where you'll find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. All of it is Marshall Rocks Country.
Well, it kind of fits, man. You're kind of a rock and country guy. So real quick before we play your song, what can we expect at your live solo performance this Saturday? You're going to do some of your original material? You're going to do any covers, or what's that set kind of feel like?
Yeah, honestly, for the most part, I end up doing a lot of covers just because that's what people engage with the most. To be honest with you, I'm still kind of an unknown in the Texas scene. So playing all originals just doesn't go over that well yet. So that being said, I do like to throw in about 2 originals per set, and I have some new material that isn't even recorded yet. And I'll be honest, that material, I can't wait to get it recorded and get it out there because it's so good. And you'll get a chance to hear it for the very first time. Well, some of the first ears to ever hear this music on Saturday.
Well, do not hesitate to bring us that original stuff, man. Here in Uvalde, we really do appreciate original Texas country music. And you know what? Like I said, covers are great. You're right. People like to get up and dance or shake their head to a song they know. But we are more than happy to hear your original stuff. So let's go ahead and get that original music on. Again, the website is MarshallRocksCountry.com, right?
That's correct.
So y'all find him.
/Marshall Rocks Country at Marshall Rocks Country on Instagram. All of it.
Find all the links, download the music, get that new album, Sinners and Saints. And are you going to bring some merch out Saturday? Maybe we can take a look at that stuff?
What's really interesting is I have my merch all online.
Okay, very good. All right.
All of it. But again, so if you go to Marshall Rocks Country /shop and you want to buy a T-shirt to support, I would really appreciate it.
Well, right on. We will see you Saturday at Hangar 6 Air Cafe. Again, showtime is 5 to 8. If you need more details, go to either UvaldeRadio.net, Hangar6AirCafe.com, or again, MarshallRocksCountry.com. Here's another song from Sinners and Saints. It's called Tell Me a Secret, and this is UvaldeRadio.net. Marshall, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, bud. I appreciate you having me.
All right, we'll see you Saturday.